All right, girl. Come on. Come on, girl. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on through it. Come on. Come on through it. Yes. Yes. I did not think you would do that. I really didn't think you would do that. Will you go the other way? Let me see if you'll go the other way. Okay, hold on. Stay. 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 Okay. Come back this way. Come on. Come here, Riley. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. This is the weekly landscape video update that I do at this house I moved into in Raleigh, North Carolina back in the late fall or early winter. I've had all kinds of projects going on here inside and out, and if you're interested in following along, you can go back and look at, there's a playlist called New House on my channel. I'll link it down below. And you can go from the beginning and see how I laid out everything. I did it from a drone, so you can actually see how all the lines were laid out on the ground, what everything's going to be in the future, fences that are going in and pathways, and just the shape of everything if you want to go back and see where I'm at now. And I do this weekly landscape update every Wednesday just to show you what has been accomplished over the last week. First of all, I cut back or tip pruned the seedlings that are inside. Once I get about 3 sets of true leaves on any kind of seedling in the house, I will tip prune the very top of it to start some branching on it and to thicken it up. I don't want them, they'll just keep stretching out inside. So I do just tip prune the tips of the branches. I've got about 3 weeks here left before that stuff can come out and go in the ground. That's tomatoes and peppers and tender annuals and perennials. So those things will be coming out soon, but they have been tip pruned. There was a lot of progress made on the porch, and I mean a lot of progress made on the porch. It's actually in the process of being painted now, and that's well underway. The blue color looks great. Did the same blue color as on the shed. Holly came through the dog door. If you saw that at the beginning of the video, I had no idea this dog will not push through anything, and she pushed right through the dog door, so I was very happy with that. You also saw at the beginning I put some more plants in this week. I'll go through those real quick with the camera. And I also covered up the potatoes back there again. Each week I add a little bit of soil as the potatoes peek through, and they really grew a lot this week. Upwards of 3 and 4 inches on some of them. So that stuff's been mostly recovered, and I think by next week I'll have those bags full, and then that'll be that. I'll let the vines just grow at that point, and when they die back toward the end of spring or early summer, we'll harvest them and see what's in those bags. I did elevate those bags off of the ground. They're on some blocks. I don't like those grow bags to just sit directly on the ground. Any disease issue that's in the ground could just easily be transmitted between the ground. And those potatoes are being grown in pure compost. There's no fertilizer going in it or anything. Compost has plenty of what those need because it's only about maybe 3 or 4 months that they're going to be growing. The heat in the summer here where I live in zone 7B, almost 8, we'll burn them off pretty quick. So let me walk around and show you some things that I put in the ground. And then I got a few pieces today over at Pender Nursery. There'll be a video tomorrow or Friday from Pender Nursery. It may be divided into 2. It's just a walk around tour video there and some drone footage that I took there and that kind of thing. I'd like to be doing tours at people's houses. There's some really nice landscapes in this neighborhood, and I did a lot of those in the fall, and I'll get back to them at some point. A little uncomfortable knocking on anybody's door right now, so we'll just wait a little while before I start knocking on people's doors again and start doing tours at people's houses. In the meantime, I'll go and hit some nurseries that I know well. So you'll see that video tomorrow, but I got 4 pieces from them. That's the point of this, and I'll show you those real quick. Those will get planted this next week. So I'll start here at the lettuce, and you've seen this since these things were seedlings in the house. Harvested quite a bit out of here this week. About every other day I'll come out here and get a big bowl of salad greens out of this. And peas looking great here. I still need to stake them. I talked about last week I'd have a stake up in here this week. I have not, or little fencing that I have to put in there. I have not gotten around to that yet, and they need to be thinned as well. I put in this Little Miss Figgy fig here. This is a dwarf fig. There was a fig tree right here, very unproductive, large woody thing I cut down there. I'm eventually going to grind that stump up, but I put a dwarf one in and just put it over here closer to the property line. I think it's a better space for it. Here are the potatoes, and you can see they're still poking through even after I put 4 or 5 more inches of compost into those bags, and you can see they're sitting on those blocks like I talked about, so they're elevated off the ground. I'll swing back around here slowly. The peonies that I did in the peony planting video, I think 5 of them are up out of 7 so far. And okay, so the other things I just planted that you saw at the beginning of the video, this is that saucy red salvia right here that came from plantsbymail.com. That thing will bloom nonstop until frost, great for hummingbirds. There's 2 agapanthus here. There's indigo frost, which is white with a little purple on it. It hasn't started blooming yet. And that little blue fountain, you can see how pretty that one is. I planted a bunch of Dutch iris here I talked about last week, and they're already up right here. There's about 40 of them spread out over 3 different spots. I got to be careful walking through these beds now because there's things popping up all over the place. This is that saucy wine salvia right here. It's kind of a wine purple color. I had put a larger growing salvia toward the front of this bed, and I decided to move it back to here because it'll get so big during the growing season, and I'm going to put smaller growing things in this area for this first summer. Back there is where that red flowering Alyssium is, that Miss Scarlet Alyssium. That's the Southern Living Plant Collection piece. You can see the red flowers on it. This is a piece, Viburnum obovadum, dwarf viburnum that I got from Pender Nursery today. I like to set things in place and then live with them for a week and see if that's actually where I want to plant it. Obviously these daylilies are going to get transplanted out of here somewhere, or given away or something, but I'll live with this viburnum in this space for a week, and next week it'll go in the ground, maybe there, maybe somewhere else. What else did I put in? I put in a pittosporum right here. This is actually an unnamed pittosporum variety right here that's in flower right now that I got at a J.C. Ralston Arboretum sale, and we'll talk more about that as that thing puts on some growth back here over the course of the year. Over here is a Florida Sunshine Alyssium that went in right here. This one will get, I can keep it, 4 feet tall, something like that, and it'll look great behind this ground cover rose right here. This pot's just sitting here right now. It's not where it's going to go. It's going to go on the front porch after I paint the front porch. And I think that's everything that I just put in the ground for this week. Okay, the other items that I got from Pender today, and I'm super excited about this tree right here. This has been on my list since I came up here. This is a Golden Falls Weeping Redbud. This is the one that has the yellow foliage, and it's a weeping redbud. Those of you who were following me since with the other house, I had a Vanilla Twist, which was a weeping white one, and this is a weeping one that has the regular pink or purple flowers, but it has the gold foliage on it. Beautiful, beautiful plant. It is a whip that was just planted in that pot, and so I'm going to let it root out a little while. I was worried that I wouldn't find one this season, and so the first one I found, even though it wasn't rooted into the container yet, I went ahead and bought. So I'm probably going to give this a few weeks to put on some roots, and then I'll put it in the ground. I picked up a Miss Lemon Abelia right here. This is what I had in mind for this space all along. I had thought about putting 3 of them in here, but I think 1 is going to be plenty. That thing will get 3 or 4 feet wide, and so I basically added a gold foliage tree here, that gold foliage Alyssium there, that gold foliage Miss Lemon Abelia right there. Over here we've got that golden Oakland holly. That metal building and all that stuff back there is going away, but there'll be a new fence back there, and there's going to be actually a nice greenhouse going in right there. But I'm adding some gold foliage pieces here and there as highlights as we go. So anyway, thank you very much for watching these Wednesday update videos, and I'll have another one up next Wednesday, and hopefully make a lot more progress.